Episode 12 of the Apothecary Diaries begins with Jincher informing the audience what happened to Fengming's relatives after she was executed. He explains they were corporally punished and robbed of their wealth. Currently, Jincher says he has the names of everyone in Fengming's family, in addition to those who are connected with them. Additionally, the people who kidnapped Mao Mao have connections with Fengming's family. Jincher questions if he should cover this intel up or not. By hiding this information, Jincher argues he'll prevent Mao Mao from leaving the rear palace. However, he's conflicted because he's unsure if that's what Mao Mao would want. Then, we cut to Mao Mao and Xiaolin discussing a mass firing event that happened recently. It involved people with ties to Fengming's family getting dismissed because of their connections with them. Concerned about her predicament, Mao Mao leaves and confronts Jincher about the mass firing incident. She asks him what'll happen to her. Jincher hands her the document he received from Gaoshan. She asks him if she'll be fired because of her ties to the Fengming family. Jincher doesn't give her a solid answer, but he asks her what she wants. Mao Mao doesn't want to lose the good life she has at the Jade Pavilion, but doesn't want to look like she's begging to keep her job. So, Mao Mao tells Jincher she's willing to do whatever he says and asks him not to fire her. Unfortunately, Mao Mao loses her position and returns to Pleasure District. Gaoshan recognizes Jincher is upset about this ordeal and realizes he didn't force Mao Mao to stay because he didn't want to use her. Elsewhere, Mao Mao's getting pampered by one of the three princesses of the Verdigris house. She plans to attend a nobility banquet with them. Additionally, Mao Mao says she received a lot of money when she left the rear palace, which helped her prevent herself from being sold off. Mao Mao and the others arrive at the nobility banquet. We receive a montage of the three princesses performing for the nobles while Mao Mao is shown assisting the nobles with their needs. Mao Mao notices a man looking depressed and interacts with him. She learns it's Jincher, and he asks her why she chose to flee the palace and why she's dressed like a courtesan. Mao Mao says she's earning money and doesn't take personal customers. Jincher asks Mao Mao if he can buy her, and Mao Mao thinks it would be a good idea to work there again. Jincher wonders why she quit, but Mao Mao reminds him that he's the one who fired her. Mao Mao tells Jincher that the only thing she doesn't like about her job is her inability to experiment with poison. Jincher laughs and tells Mao Mao that experimenting with poison is a ridiculous desire. Then, the two get moderately intimate with each other, resulting in some folks taking note of their situation. After the three princesses interrogate Mao Mao about Jincher, we cut to Mao Mao working on something for Grams at the Verdigris house. Then, Grams arrives and asks Mao Mao to look at a patient for her. Afterwards, Mao Mao bathes in the bathing house and reflects on her experience at the rear palace. Grams arrives and the two discuss Mao Mao's debt repayment plans and if she's interested in returning to the rear palace. At night, Mao Mao heads outside to ponder her experiences at the rear palace. Afterwards, Mao Mao questions what life has planned for her and heads inside her adoptive father's home. The following day, Jincher and Gaoshan arrive at Graham's workplace. He presents Grams with a briefcase full of money and Mao Mao with a strange plant. The episode closes with Mao Mao assuming Jincher wants to purchase her. The episode review. Despite Fengming receiving her inevitable punishment in last week's episode, matters concluded on a suspicious note. Many wondered what would happen to Mao Mao after Jincher realized her kidnappers were affiliated with Fengming's family. Fortunately, this episode addresses the matter swiftly, but the results were shocking, to say the least. That said, it was an interesting twist having Mao Mao get fired from her position at the rear palace. While some viewers won't mind the idea of Fengming's family's connections receiving punishment alongside her family, others will find the idea baffling. Nonetheless, it gave the series a decent excuse to explore the Pleasure District's characters more. At the same time, the amusing and intimate bit between Jincher and Mao Mao at the banquet will please several viewers, especially those who love the series' romantic aspects. It'll make many wonder when Mau Mau will realize Jincher has feelings for her. In addition to having pleasant imagery and grandiose animation, this was a charming and mildly divisive episode of the Apothecary Diaries. Although the series will be going on holiday until January, I'm excited to see what awaits Mau Mau, Jincher, and the others.